Hello, hey, hello. Hi, Libras. Hello, it's me. It's me, babe. All right, you guys. It looks like the soulmate's function was to get you laser sharp focused on income generating activities or directions. And it looks like the soulmate's lesson has been learned. It feels like it's at a completion. And I think there might be just a little bit of residual feelings, but it's over. It was let go of, it was no longer fed, and now it's not even a bond for some of you that is, it's like it's not here. Because the house of self in the astrological wheel, I'm going to be looking at my phone too because I don't know the wheel by heart yet, is the first house, house of Aries. And the card that is coming in your first house, the house of self, where you are, how you see yourself, and how you're being in the world, is the Queen of Coins energy. What a lovely, lovely queen to haul in a reading. So yeah, there's going to be or there has been a complete breakdown with how you view finances, what you feel worthy of. There's going to be a complete breakdown with what you are willing to demand as far as what you're willing to earn. There's going to be a breakdown with finances and a rebuilding, and the rebuilding leads you to the Queen's energy, a financial responsibility. Some of you might really get into portfolio learning. You may be learning about financial investments, how to earn more. I see you just creating a real strong, solid plan about your finances, and there's a very strong focus. Look at what she's focused on. Look at her. What is she focused on? Almighty dollar. Yeah. So yeah, she's focused on that dollar. And there's like a complete, like the universe needed to come in and just tear down how you were seeing yourself as far as what you were feeling you were deserving of, how much you were letting in, maybe because of some past issues. So there's just going to be just a light, an enlightenment, a complete tear down from the universe, because maybe you guys have been asking for more and the universe couldn't give it to you if you were expecting so very little. But the Queen of Energies, Queen of Coins, talk about you guys domesticating your home, getting maybe some bathroom mats to match the kitchen. Maybe you guys are just really going to be focused on your home, on cooking, maybe inviting more people over. Also, this represents motherly and sisterly energy, okay? There could be a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo that plays an instrumental part of your life, or these could just be a collective of just warm, nurturing women that will be surrounding you. And that's the energy and the vibe that you're going to be giving off too, okay? So the second house is the house of Taurus, which talks about possessions, and it talks about your finances as well. So it looks like you take the Queen of Coins energies and focus on domesticating your life, domesticating your home, beautifying it, getting your finances together, and really coming in like a queen to have something to bring to the table for your king, or just for you and your family. And so it looks like you immediately get into action with this plan, okay? See, the law of attraction, a lot of times, if people are using it like for fantasy reasons, then they just sit and fantasize. But if you're focusing on something, usually before you get up, there is action to take, right? So that was one of the main criticism for The Secret, is that it was written from a very yin energy. You just sit and think. No, you focus and you get up and you take some action. And that's exactly what you guys are doing in the month of December. Some of you may be enrolled in school, an apprenticeship program, especially with this Page of Pentacles. You may be getting some type of certification. The third house is the house of communication. Again, the Ace of Coins, Libra. What the hell? You guys are going to be communicating a lot about stocks, bonds, investments, the beginning of some type of new prosperity. You could be just, communicating about school, this class. Let's say you are in a project management course. You're just going to be talking to people about what you're learning. A lot of, maybe you guys are starting some type of new business and you're marketing that. You're going to be marketing yourself. Maybe there's a lot of talk about your business endeavors, your plans. Some of you could be talking a lot about getting a new place or your place. You could be just doing a lot of talk about things that are on the earth level, mainly income. And with the Two of Cups, there must be some type of partnership that is triggering this type of rigorous focus. All right. Also, with the Queen of Coins here is the first card, and this was the second card. Wait, yeah, this is how they're positioned in the wheel. Looks like you might be turning your back on an earth sign, okay, and maybe moving towards an earth sign, or just really adopting the energy of the of an earth energy that has been around you or that you have been affected by. But anyway, look at what you're focused on. School, getting your finances together, you're talking about it, you're marketing about it, which leads us to the house of Cancer, which is the home. And in the home, you guys get the Ten of Coins. So a lot of you just purchase property. You're focusing on purchasing property. Some of you could have relatives that are actually creating wills, leaving you money, leaving you property, telling you what to do with their property. Some of you are married and you guys are building a wealthy home with each other. Some of you are very wealthy and you're doing very well. Some of you are going to just be generating a lot of money from a home-based business. Okay, some of you could be in the hotel business, since this talks about homes and people, whatever. You could be have just purchased them. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's so cold. It got so cold. It was brutal. Excuse me. So back in the house of Cancer, which is the house of home, family, I see a really wonderful relationship taking place for some Libras here. You guys are combining your finances, your wealth, and you guys are literally building wealth together. And if you are single, which some of you are, coming in at the Nine of Cups, I just see you being financially stable and being damn happy about it. So it looks like some wish is going to come true regarding your home, or maybe it just happened. You've got a dream home, and you're in the Queen of Coins energy, perhaps you're beautifying your home. Also in the Queens, also in your home energy or in your home section, it looks like the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups is the Lord of material wealth, and that's coming in your home. So again, some of you may be interested in buying a home, focusing on real estate, establishing legacies from your family. You could just be doing very well financially with a home-based business, or you could be saving for a very major purchase. But it does look like wish fulfillment regarding a home, and that could have already happened, and you're still lingering in that fulfillment. Like some people say, well, yeah, you know, this happened in November. If something happened like 6 months ago and the cards are still reading them, that means, and this reading is for you, it's still affecting you. Okay, if the reader is speaking to you. All right. Okay, so the next house is the Leo card, the house of having fun, creativity, children, right? So some of you are working on trying to have a baby. Some of you just had a child, completion. You just gave birth to a child. Now, in regards to creativity, it looks like all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy. So it's like, yeah, I'll get to having fun. And, you know, it's up to you, because I do see a lot of nurturing women around, nurturing people who you could just gravitate to, but some of you just want to work. You just want to work. And then what happens is you get so isolated and lonely when somebody like this fool comes around. You just jump on it because you haven't been feeding that social need. So this is the area where I feel like the strongest advice is, you know, it's like, okay, there's a completion of some major project for you. Some of you guys maybe have just, with this, some of you could have just completed school. Like maybe you got a major degree. And the Queen of Coins is leading you to some real secure job. Okay. So the next house is the house of service, and the house of health. And in your health card, I see the Five of Coins with the King of Pentacles, which means some of you are really going to be considering health insurance. Maybe some of you didn't have it, and then by getting married, you're going to have health insurance. Some of you are going to just be stabilizing your health. Maybe you're going to move from like not eating right to eating like, you know, someone who has mastered health concerns. The King of Pentacles, are you serious? Also, the Five of Coins could represent like the sniffles. Somebody might get the little sniffles, mainly because you are working too much and exhausting your body. And your body is just going to be like, look, either you let me rest or I'm going to give you a reason to get in the bed. So the Bible. So the King of Pentacles is basically saying, you know, just be practical, take care of your body while you're taking care of your money. Okay? So I believe the next house is partnership. Is it? Let me just check. Because like I said, I don't know these by heart. So we did the, yeah, okay, so the 7th house here. Now we're in the 7th house. And this is the house of partnership. And for the house of partnership, we get the moon. So there was some type of dark situation that you were in, maybe with the 3-party situation. And since, in fact, you know, they have their backs turned to each other, you could have, and with the Tower here, you could have like torn down a situation with the Earth sign. You might be moving towards another Earth sign, or just, you know, but that Earth sign looks more like support than necessarily a relationship. But yeah, so some of you could have been dealing with a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. There were a lot of secrets, and it caused a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. It was like long nights of the soul. And I think the problem is Libras were attracted to mystery. So this person might have been mysterious, and you wanted to solve the mystery. You solved it all right. You found an immoral person who didn't care about other people. Let me read this from the Oracle. So the biggest hoe in the Bible was Solomon. He had 1,100 wives and 300 concubines. Hoe. Okay. I mean, I don't know anybody that has that many women. Okay. So this is what he said about, you know, an immoral woman. What's an immoral woman? Like somebody or a man who has an established wife, and then he wants to bring you into an illicit affair, basically just to get your feelings hurt. That's what he's saying. He was like, you know, and don't you think that most child molesters are nice? See, these people who want to, I've been dealing with triangles for a long time. People who want to lure you in a triangle situation, they're not good people, but most of them are nice and very charming, very nice and very charming. All that's calculated. It's been read in some book. So it looks like some of you, you know, were dealing with some people who were basically having you under some trick training. Yeah, you were getting trained to be a trick. That's what was really going on, and that's exactly what they do. If somebody has a primary relationship and they're trying to invite you into that relationship, basically they're saying, let me lure you in to inflict pain on you. I was talking to this hoe one time, this immoral woman, however you want to call it, and she told me that they would go to the clubs and just get men to break down. And I said, well, why would you do that? She said, why not? So some hoes, they basically take men or women through trick training because they're after one thing, the dollar. And so all of the conversations and all of the niceness and listening to you and sex and all that is for one reason only, and that is to eventually start greasing their hands. So the Solomon, the biggest hoe in the Bible, he says, the lips of an immoral woman drip honey. Okay, very charming, very charming. And her mouth is smoother than oil. They got a lot of game. But in the end, she is bitter. Her steps lay hold of hell. His or her ways, are unstable. He says, therefore, depart from the words of her mouth. Earlier he said her lips drip, her mouth, what did he say? Her lips drip like honey. What did he say? He said the lips of an immoral, yeah, her lips drip honey. So that's why he said stay away from the words of her mouth. Stop calling, Stop texting. Stop dealing with her. Because it's kind of hard. It's like, man, you want to go all like that? We can be friends. But the biggest hoe of all the hoes, with a whole bunch of hoes, he basically wrote the book on hoes. No, he wrote a book of wisdom, but he's considered the wisest man on earth. He said her lips, they drip honey. And his or her mouth is smoother than oil. Oh, he's such a well-mannered man. All of that has been read and calculated to manipulate to get one thing, train you to be a trick. Okay? He says, remove your way far from her. Do not, it says, and do depart from the words of her mouth. Don't even go near her house. All right? No, he's like, depart from her, depart from WhatsApps, depart from Facebook, depart from any type of texting, because he says, lest you give your years to the cruel one. So that's the oracle reading. Let me read it. I'm going to read it again. This is basically talking about a hoe, money, that woman who's all about the dollar, or somebody who wants to pull you into a third-party situation. That's cruel. It's a cruel thing to do. Because basically what you're saying is, I don't have anything to offer you but game, bullshit, and a heartbreak. And so a lot of times people, okay, because like Libras, you guys went in and you couldn't see a whole bunch of stuff, right? There was a whole bunch of secrets and stuff you couldn't see because the mouth was dripping like honey, and the lips were dripping like honey, in such an oily mouth that you liked what you heard. But see, one thing that will always be a telltale sign if you're dealing with a human being that's a good person or not is their behavior, their character. If somebody is married or in a firm partnership with someone else and they try to lure you in for any reason, you see right there that they don't have any character. You see right, that is immoral behavior. And see, and you know what else is immoral behavior? Listening to any reason by somebody who is in a committed, full-fledged relationship wants to lure you in. Basically, they just want to play with you and toss you out when you want more. Right? Now, if you go into those situations knowing what's going on, that's one thing. Because, you know, some people play with them too and toss them out when they're done. There are no victims here. But you went in like, well, you know, it sounds like sugar, but it tastes like salt, didn't it? All right. So all you got to do is look at the behavior. One more time, we're going to move on. Solomon, the hoe of the hoes. I don't know about you, but I'd rather listen to game from a hoe than somebody just trying to teach me something. The hoe said, let me tell you what's up with them hoes. They're immoral, and they got a lot of game, and they know how to take care of your feelings. They know how to make you feel like you're heard, like you're special. They don't ask you no questions about who, what, when, why, and how. They give you ultimate freedom. You can have another girlfriend. If not, they're always cool, always calm, always collected, or whatever. And all of that, baby, is trick training. Right. Every last one of those conversations, every last one of those conversations is calculated. All those conversations are calculated. Every move, because they give a fuck about one thing, and that's the dollar, or just destroying you for the joy of it. Do you think that child molesters are nice? Of course they are. Of course they're nice and charming people. Why else would kids trust them? So Solomon said, stay away from that, because you're just going to end up bitter unless you give your years to the cruel one. Somebody being cruel, all right? We're running out of time here, all right? So that was the relationship. Now, the next house is death and degeneration. Oh, my God. Really? I didn't see that at all. Hold on. One astral style calls it business, but another place calls the 8th house death and generation. Well, I pulled the card from the business perspective, okay? All right, so we're going to move on because this is running out of time. So Libras, look like you're going to be doing very good as far as your business is concerned. If there's going to be a death in a generation, it is going to be in your finances, so that makes sense. There's going to be a tear down in how you do finances and what you think you worth and maybe how you used to earn money. And then there's going to be a regeneration of maybe getting something that looks a little bit more stable, okay? So the next house we have is spirituality. I see you guys really becoming very spiritual. I see the sun here, and it looks like it's going to take you to a really good place, Libras, all right? And then the next house we have is career. Those wasn't the cards for career. Hold on. The sun went here, and then the justice went there. These weren't the cards for career. These were the cards for career. Okay. The sun and the devil. Isn't that weird? So it looks like, you know, you guys are going to be going through this regeneration, or like this breakdown of how you earn and what you do. So, some of you may be having a really drastic career change. A serious one, though. One that's going to lead you to major stability. Some of this is like the Aquarius card. But the difference is the Aquarius is calling it forth. The Queen of Coins actually puts it in your hands. And then, God, there's just so many coins here. So with this type of regeneration of how you make money and how you earn money and maybe a career change, it's going to be a dying of the old self, maybe of, you know, poverty consciousness, wanting to stay stuck in the past, and a bursting forward. Or there's going to be an illumination of all these sick ways that maybe you used to deal with money. And I see there will be a regeneration of maybe God coming in to show you something differently. Community. Now, the next house is the house of community. I see you guys becoming more prosperous with your women friends, okay? Now, it looks like you're going to have a lot to choose from, and you might have been bored with the selection that you had. Some of you are coming off a chemical high, too, with your soulmates, because they get you real high, and that has something to do with the moon, too. The moon talks about getting high off of the wrong chemicals, because this is like Neptune, and that's illusion, drugs, and stuff like that. So, like, because there's a form of apathy here. But it looks like the fortune is changing in your sign, and there's going to be more warm energy, sisterly friends that you can choose if you want to. And your final card is the Pisces card, the house of secrets or the house of sacrifice. Right? And that is the Three of Coins, justice. So you're going to sacrifice maybe someone who is in a third-party situation because you no longer want to build, you don't want to collaborate with them. You're going to also maybe sacrifice some type of gig for something permanent because the Queen's energy is taking over the self. So the self is governing everything, and it's also governing what sacrifices you're going to take and make. And it looks like you're going to sacrifice a gig for something solid. This could be you leave, you know, maybe something that you did for money. I don't know, it's just a good job. So yeah, all right, Libra. So that is your reading for the month of December 2017. If in fact you want a personal reading, email me at librawoman77@yahoo.com. Also, if you want to be a part of the self-empowerment group, you have to be willing to facilitate for 1 week. It's just a 3 to 4 week, depending on if it falls on a holiday or not, 3 or 4 week group. And I'm there to participate, but I do have a theme written out. I am not interested in leading this group. So if you are interested, you can contact me at LibraWoman77@yahoo.com, and you guys are really doing that too. Like, you're following directions. Put empowerment group in the subject line. All right, God bless.